Welcome to UKA Athletics and our UK Championships today in Manchester. We've been here a few years now and we always get a great reception at this venue. This is my 31st delivery of the Outdoor Championships, so I'm starting to feel old, but we still get the miles in organising this.
I'm with Seiko Timing Services and we're here this weekend to provide timing and measurement services for the UK Outdoor Championships. This is the first time we've run it at this Outdoor Championships, but we've been running our long jump and triple jump system for about 10 years at World Championship level. So it's not a new technology within athletics, but it is new for this particular championships.
We're a bunch of volunteers who kind of got together around Olympics in 2012 and then again in Glasgow 2014. And our primary role, that makes it sound terribly important, is as equipment wranglers. So basically we help the track officials in particular, but also the field events. We're just extra pairs of hands really, but particularly relating to the equipment on the field.
We're providing all the control system for the spectators to hear everything that's going on. We just make sure that the audience can hear everything that they need to hear.
Technical Information Centre basically is to answer any questions that arise from largely athletes, sometimes coaches, occasionally even the audience from the spectator point of view. Our main role perhaps is to take from Sandra the results, post the start lists and the results timed very carefully. Yes, the athlete has 30 minutes to make a complaint if they so wish, and we do that on a regular basis, but largely just helping the system to work through.
I make sure that the start lists go out to all the officials out there that they need, and after the races things are finished, I do all the results and they go out to everyone that requires them.
The main role of an announcer, and it's evolved, we've got a DJ along at the end, that didn't happen 10 or 15 years ago, but the main role of an announcer is to inform, educate, entertain, explain the events, bring them to life, explain the tension and the drama and what's at stake, because there is a lot at stake always, especially at a championship.
I first started on the infield, doing the infield role that our brilliant Ewan Thomas does for a lot of the British meets and worldwide, and then I kind of progressed off the infield into the stadium commentary role. Yeah, so I had a nice smooth pathway from retiring and into this stadium announcing in particular, and it's an honour to be able to do it, to be honest.
My role on event day is event presentation manager. It's a title that nobody really knows what it means, and that includes me sometimes as well. But effectively I'm a link man between all the elements that need to happen to ensure that we have a smooth running of these championships. So I will talk to competition. For instance, at the championships we might lose a heat of the 100 metres as we don't have enough athletes, and we would need to communicate that to everybody in the group. We have a DJ who needs to know when to play and what to play. We have announcers who need to know when to speak and when not to speak. What field events are happening, are there any technical problems? So really it's a point of information, but also ensuring that competition, the streaming TV or host broadcasters it may be sometimes, and us in event presentation are all on the same page and we're all happy, and we don't in any way interfere with the integrity of the sport.
Yeah, so myself and Tim are doing the commentary today for the stream covering the British Champs. I think we're going out on BBC Sport today. But yeah, our job's just to try and bring it to life a little bit. 8 hours of action today, 5 hours of action tomorrow.
I'd like to say I'm the glue and I hold things together, but I'm not. In fact, there's two people behind me. Quick, come here. Tony's my floor manager and Wilbert there, who I take the mickey out of Wilbert, so he doesn't do much work. These two are the busiest guys behind the scenes. So my job really is to introduce the athletes, you know. For example, next up from Birchfield, please welcome. Tony is the main supplier of tea. Wherever we go around the world, Tony brings me a cup of tea to keep me going. No, seriously. Tony helps with the start list. We go through, we actually do prep, believe it or not, and we have to look at the stats of all the athletes. And these guys are the floor managers who tell the athletes where they need to be, but also help me to be in the correct position to introduce those athletes. And it's the best job in the world. But the best bit is, these two old men, and I'm very old as well, they were doing this while I was an athlete. They were interviewing and pulling me around. So you're still here. I mean, you've got to be in your 80s now, Wilbert, haven't you?
No, 60 still.
My job involves looking after, firstly, the facilities that the media use. So that might be the press tribune side of things where the journalists work. It might be the photographers' facilities. They depend on Wi-Fi and internet connection to be able to upload their photos and send them. And then actually the management of people as well. So making sure that the people get to the right places at the right time and that they have access to what they need. So The job is actually about managing them so that they're controlled from an event perspective, but it's actually very much about facilitating that they get the best opportunities to speak to the athletes, to photograph the athletes, so that they get the best coverage really for both themselves and for the sport.
So we communicate regularly and we make it easy for them to accept the invitation. But then I noticed this morning, fantastic content creator from Jazz Sawyers, who was talking about, her approach to this weekend and how important this championships was for her. And she did that off her own bat, but it was really good. And I've seen the likes on Twitter and I've seen the retweets. And the more athletes that can do this to help promote the championships and your competitions is just fantastic, because the multiplying factor around that, it really does help the whole pyramid of competition and, just help promote the competition all the way down the pyramid.